Are you experiencing elbow pain when you're gripping weights or typing, using the mouse, brushing your teeth, opening a jar? Well, stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to show you why you're having elbow pain when you're gripping objects and what you can do about it. Let's go! Hi, I'm Melanie the Physio, also the co-founder of Capital Physiotherapy here in Australia. Now, before we begin, I would kindly get you to smash that like button down there and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we will be having a lot more elbow-related topic coming up in the very near future. Experiencing elbow pain, most of the time people will experience on either the inside of the elbow, which is what we call golfer's elbow, or if you flip your hand around, the outside of the elbow right here, which is what we call tennis elbow. And no, in most cases when people is suffering from this injury, they never played golf or tennis in their entire life. So you do not need to play these two sports to get golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. This injury generally occurs when you're putting a lot of strain on your forearm muscles and they're not able to cope with the activity that you're asking them to do. And your elbow is really an extension of your shoulder and your wrist. So if your shoulder stabilizer or your wrist grip strength is weak, then you put a lot of load on these forearm muscles and that's when they start getting injured. So it has nothing to do really with the elbow joint, but everything to do with either your shoulder stability problem or your grip strength. Now, some of the common aggravating factor if you do have golfer's elbow or tennis elbow is things like lifting heavy objects or gripping heavy weights in the gym or bench press bar and things like that. You would tend to have the soreness occurring then. And things like typing for a long day or using the mouse for a long day, or if your job uses a lot of repetitive wrist movement, you tend to have pain while you're working. And as well as things like opening a jar, opening a door, brushing your teeth, people tend to experience pain if they do have these injuries. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you some of the tips and strategy that you can start doing to start easing the pain, but also start strengthening your forearm muscles and your grip muscles to start fixing this problem. So the first tip is to ice it. So put an ice pack or just an ice cube over the areas that you feel pain. You can do that almost every 2 hours if you have the time, and do that for about 5 to 10 minutes to the point that you feel the cold, but not to the point that you get ice burn. As long as you're icing it, the more often you do it, the better it is for the inflammation. The next tip is taking anti-inflammatory drugs. Because the tendon of those muscles is injured at the moment, there will be swelling going on. So taking anti-inflammatory drugs on a regular basis for about a week or 2 weeks will help significantly control the inflammation and in turn helps with your pain. Now the next tip is wearing a tennis elbow brace or a golfer's elbow brace. I'll put a picture down here and this is how they look like. And you want to put it about 2 inches in front of your elbow joint. And then put it right there as tightly as possible. Do that only when you know you're doing activities that's gonna aggravate the pain. Having the brace on is gonna help offload that tendon and in turn would stop it from re-tearing over and over again, and that will in turn then start helping with the healing process. Now the next tip is to look at your form and your technique when you're doing things. So if you're feeling this pain while you're doing gym, then you have to look at where is your shoulder positioning and where is your wrist positioning in this particular exercise. If your wrist is particularly tilting that way, or while you're doing the exercise that the wrist is not very stable, or when you're doing the weights exercise that your shoulder is not very stable, this is generally when this tennis elbow or golfer's elbow will start to arise, is when you have lack of stability on the shoulder and lack of stability on your wrist joint. So make sure you change your technique by reducing the weight a little bit until you have better form and better stability. That will in turn help with the overall performance and reduce the pain of your elbow. Now, if you have this pain when you're working though, either in the computer or the mouse, or you have repetitive wrist movement at work, then I want you to watch your positioning when you're working, whether your wrist is in a nice neutral position when you're working. Then if you can't, try to switch up your hands and the things that you do, and then later on I'll show you some strengthening exercise that you can do as well to start strengthening your forearm muscles to start fixing this problem. Now, if you like this video so far, make sure you check out our other videos that talks more in depth about tennis elbow. If you want to learn that, make sure you head on to our elbow pain playlist. And if you want to learn how to stabilize your shoulder a little bit more while you're doing gym to make sure that you don't overload your elbow and forearm muscles, then make sure you check out our shoulder pain playlist. That will significantly help you improve your shoulder stability strength, and the elbow playlist will give you more exercise that's going to help with this problem. Now, the next thing you want to do is to improve your grip strength. The stronger your grip or your wrist muscle is, the better it is for your pain. So the first exercise is to crunch up a towel and hold them into a fist and really grip it as strong as you can. Hold that there for 30 seconds until your whole hand is quivering a little, so that means you're using the strength to the maximum. Hold that there for 30 seconds and then relax completely. Repeat this for about 5 to 10 repetitions once a day. Now, with the next exercise, you'll either need to have some dumbbell weights with you or have some resistance band with you. I'll put a link down in the description box below on where you can get weight sets or where you can get those resistance band online. This exercise, you want to start off with your forearm nice and rested, and your wrist is over the edge of either a table or over the edge of a chair. Basically anything, as long as your forearm is nice and rested and your wrist is off the edge, it will do. Start off with low to light resistance and then build your way up. Make sure you follow your own pace on what you can handle. Now hold on to the resistance band or the weight. Slowly lift the wrist up to its maximum capacity and then slowly lower them down fully as well. Repeat this process as slowly as you can, because the slower you do them, the more difficult it is. Try to aim for 15 to 20 repetitions and do this for about 3 to 4 sets. Now, this exercise will cause some discomfort in your forearms and your elbow, and that is perfectly normal. So this exercise will start off a little bit painful, but if you consistently do them, give it a good 12 to 18 weeks, it will start to get better and better. Now the next exercise is exactly the same. So you're gonna either use a light weight or a light resistance band and then build your way up harder and harder as you go. Now, you want to rest your forearm on the table again, but this time with your palm facing upwards. You want to slowly lift your wrist up as high as you can and then slowly lower them back down as far as you can. Again, do this process as slowly as possible, because the slower you do them, the harder it is. Do this for about 15 to 20 repetitions and repeat this process for about 3 to 4 sets. Slowly increase your weight if you start feeling that this exercise is getting easier, and this exercise sometimes will recreate or aggravate the pain as well. But as long as it's not too painful and it's tolerable, I want you to keep doing them and then keep progressing them, and slowly you will start to see that the pain will start to subside and you'll be able to do more things, or you'll be able to do the things that you can't right now with minimal to no pain. I upload video here in this channel on a weekly basis on health and fitness related topic as well as injury rehab topic. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, happy and healthy. Good luck with your exercises. See ya!